Jeez. Just have to remember what I'm doing. Am I supposed to narrate this at the
Yeah.
same time?
Yes, you are.
I am?
Yes, you are, sir.
Oh, God. This is, okay, this fly is not a difficult fly, but this fly was developed by a man named Larry Tullis, who's out of Utah, and he's very well recognized fly fishing expert and guide. He's probably written over 6 books, I think, and over 100 magazine articles. A friend of mine, Larry Graven, fished with him a couple of times. And this is one of the flies that he showed him, called the Tullis Wiggly Bug, which has been really successful, not only out west, but and especially up in Alaska with silver salmon and so on. But it's great for pike and bass, and we even had a big king salmon charge across the pool it was in the Manitowoc River and hit this baby, because the fish really typically hit this hard. They don't just come up and sip it as a real, And if you're wearing a vest, keep it inside, not out on your patch. Because the fish sees this, and if it's a big one, it might knock you right over.
I said you could narrate it, not BS.
So this is, what we're gonna do is lay down a base of thread. And then we're going to put in a body, and I chose, typically it's going to be a flashy kind of a body, not necessarily, but it should be. It should be a flashy type of and I've got materials on the table we'll talk about in a few minutes. Okay, but this is a kind of an Estaz, a medium to grande, and if you notice, this one is somewhat loose. It's not a real dense, sparkly fiber. If it's a very dense, sparkly fiber, you only need about half as much as this. With something this, we need a longer piece to get a full body when we wind it on. So we're going to tie it on and get it tied right up to the head, and then a few turns back is where we want to start. And what I do is I take the thread. This is a technique you haven't used before. You've always been winding the hook, okay? Just take your thread and put it in the back like that, see? We don't care about that. And then we're going to wind this body. And we would like it to be somewhat full. I didn't point out to you when I laid that thread base on. I do that to prevent the shank from being slippery. So you could put a layer also of super glue if you want. But now notice that I'm coming up here toward the back, and I want to end right above the point, not the barb, or not back toward the bend, right above the point. And that's where I'm at, and look how much left I have. I guess I did a pretty good job estimating how much material I would need, huh? Not a lot of waste there, right? So now we've got our thread there, and we go up and tie that off, again, right above the point. So short there, I can't. Okay. our next step is we're going to attach the body, which is a foam body. Now this is not the closed cell. This is not the closed cell foam that you can buy out at Tight Lines or at the hobby shop. Tight Lines does sell blocks of foam that are hard foam, much harder, and that would work. But this is foam that's used in sandals, like flip-flops. It's a stiffer, denser foam. And so Larry Tullis cut all of these with a bandsaw. See, so the right thickness. And I've got this in 2 sizes up on the table. Later you'll see that. So we want to attach this, and the way we do that is we go and measure with our bodkin. We measure the gap distance from the bottom of the hook up to the shank, and just a hair more than that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer that measurement over to the foam body. I don't know if you can see this. I guess I'm thinking I'm talking to you guys, and then I'm moving it away from the camera, okay? So we've got this like this, measured. And I'm going to go right to the center of the foam and give it a little poke to hold its position. And then I'm going to put a 45-degree angle hole through that foam. Just take it slow. And you can see this is about a 45-degree. The angle on the front of the body is more like a 30-degree angle, a much more angle. All right, and you see how it poked out 45 degrees, and it's right in the center. And I don't know if you can see that on the film, okay?
You can.
But it's right on the center, and it's important that it's on the center. And I twirl this around and kind of go like this to kind of enlarge that hole a little bit, give it some memory of have it being a hole there. And then we're going to go up here and we're going to poke this through, and it's not real easy, so you got to take it a little easy, and don't jam it hard or you'll end up jamming your hand onto your hook. That's happened. I can tell you that from experience. So, there it is. And that's what it should look like. Now then what we do is I take some super glue and I put some super glue right there. You know, I wonder if I have any glass, and this might be my old one. Oh yeah, I've got some. Perfect. Now, some people might put just a dab or a drop. I like to put a few dabs right along the top of the hook shank. Okay? Right above, back to above that point. Okay. Okay, so now I just take the body and fold it back gently, but keep it, and really be careful about this. We want it correct, level with and at right angles to the shank and straight on the center. So keep it on the center and press it down, press it back so that it's straight. And that's what it should look like. And now we're going to, my thread is at the point, and I go up and around loose, a little bit of tension, loose, a little more tension, little loose, tension, tension. And now I'm gonna increase more, a little more tension, and I'm gonna make this somewhat wide to kind of create a little shelf there, if you see that. Make sure that that thing stays centered. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go back and right in head of the back of the bend of the hook, we're going to take and cut this off. Boom. And some people like to go and chop a little bit of a divot. I hate that when it does that. My vise moved. Okay, so there should be a divot there, and you can even put a drop of super glue up in the front here too if you want. I really didn't plan on doing that, but this is I guess it's a good time to also show something else. Make sure it's on center. This bottle is, it says accelerator. I used to get this, it's called Insta-Set. I used to get this from the NEW Hobby Shop in Green Bay, but also I used to get it down, and it doesn't exist anymore, but down in Madison, there's an outfit that has all kinds of CA glues, super glues, different viscosities, different types, and that's what we want. This instantly sets that boom. You hit it with a little spurt of this stuff, and it's instantly set. I'm gonna put a little bit here. Okay. And then we go and grab a marabou feather that whatever color you decide to use. And we're going to just kind of work it a little bit. I want it about the length of the body. Not too long.
What are the popular colors in this, Jim?
Well, whites over whites, and I'm going to show you black, chartreuse, yellow, white, and silver. Those are real effective colors. Okay, and then there's our little tail. Which is kind of nice. And it doesn't have to look that perfect, but then we want some flash. So we can take, this is a type of a crystal flash. I don't know, maybe, oh my God. I thought I had 4 or 5. Okay, so what I do with this is I fold it in half, and that's almost dense enough the way it is. But I think I'm gonna fold it again. because we want to add flash about the length of the tail. You can probably catch fish without flash, but I think you'll catch much more fish with flash. Eyes that you can buy, or with t-shirt paint. You know, you can paint a dab of t-shirt paint, but you don't need eyes. I mean, the eyes would be great if you were selling these. I would put eyes on it to make it look better, but it doesn't need eyes. And this is it. This is the Tullis Wiggly Bug.